it going, everyone? Oh my goodness. Hi, Zen. Hi, Eldest. Hi, Ray. Mwah. Hi, Mel. Hi, Lurky Turkeys. Everyone lurking and hanging out too. Hello. I know. I kept thinking it was Friday and it was making me so sad. Welcome in, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good day today. It's so good to see everybody. I'm gonna check and see if everyone's ready to go. We'll get started. Hold on. Okay, are you guys ready? Oh, heard? Okay, I'll wait. Hi, Gorbsby. They can hear me. They can't hear you. Okay, ready? Okay, everyone can hear you now.
Hello, everybody.
Everyone, I need everyone to listen to Cass.
Oh my gosh. Cass has a fancy headset on with one of those little microphones that does the flippy thing.
Yeah.
This is a big deal because Cass has not previously been a gamer girl. She's learning.
Wow. Snaps for Cass in chat.
So crisp, so clean.
Oh my god. It's like you're in my ears. Cass ASMR.
You hear my tickies, my glass?
I do. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started. Because I've wasted everyone's time today. I took so long because I had a time mix up because I forgot that you guys speak in Eastern. And I was like, oh fuck, we were supposed to start so long ago.
And we should have known that the world revolves around Kiele.
Yeah, exactly. I actually don't know how you didn't know that, but that's on you, to be honest.
I strictly think in Central Time because that's Kylie time.
Right. And the world revolves around me, clearly.
Everyone follows Kylie Standard Time.
Honestly, we should, because I wouldn't have daylight savings.
I'm down. I like this. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, as in you wouldn't have daylight savings, as in you like the because daylight savings we have more sun at night. So would you stay in the less sun at night or would you stay in the more sun at night?
No, more sun. 100%.
Okay. Yeah. All right, I'm down. I'm down. Sounds good.
If I get to pick, I'm picking more sunshine.
Approved.
Of course.
Okay, well, let's introduce ourselves and tell the people who we are, what we're doing here. And by people, I mean us. Just us, our exclusive club.
Yeah.
I'll go first since this is my channel. Hi, my name is Kiele or Kylie or Stress Lemon Zest or Lemon Zest or Kyle. But I think that's all my nicknames. And my pronouns are she, they. And I'm gonna, God, I always think of these last minute. Fun fact about me is that I
gotta think of a fun fact.
Yeah, I'm giving you time.
Dang it, Kylie.
I'm giving you time. My fun fact, I'm trying to think of something people don't already know. My fun fact is that I'm knock-kneed. I don't think a lot of people knew that.
What? You're what?
I'm knock-kneed. Like my knees go inside? In? Yeah.
I'm also knock-kneed.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah.
You should have saved that for your fun fact.
Oh, damn. But you stole it. I can't be like, my fun fact is that I'm also knock-kneed.
It could have been like a Spider-Man moment. Like, where we point at each other.
It's a hip thing.
Yeah.
Especially in developing hips. That's why I broke my ankle in gymnastics. That's because I wasn't landing properly because my knees were going all wonky.
What? Oh my god.
Yeah. So just don't break your ankle with your wonk knee.
Heard.
I don't think I'm knock-kneed. I'm looking in the mirror. I don't think
You would know.
Jump.
I would
jump
know.
And like, yeah, do your knees like naturally turn in?
Yeah. Or if you just bend your knees, do they go in?
Yes, they do. And like if my feet are straight, my knees are.
Oh my god!
Are we all knock-kneed?
That's why I walk. That's why I walk like the because then that makes my knees straight.
Whoa. We're all knock knees.
Okay,
That's
welcome to
crazy.
knock knee.
Wow.
Welcome to knock knee club.
Wow. You learn something about yourself every
gosh.
day.
I didn't know that's what it was called. I thought that was being bow-legged.
No, that's the
No.
opposite.
No. Yeah.
Oh,
That's when,
interesting.
like, if you stand
Bow-legged.
together, if you're bow-legged
Bow-legged.
and you put your legs together, like, there'll be a gap between your knees.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, no. Okay.
Do your knees
yeah.
kiss? When you put your legs together, do your knees kiss?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all knock kneed. This is so fun.
Wow.
We're all gonna break our ankles. Yeah.
Slay. Slay.
Please don't. Never again. Never.
Okay, who wants to go next on that note? Anyone?
Oh. Hi, I'm Cass, and I'm also knock knee. Okay. Cassidy, Cassie, Gold Star book club member. Yeah. She, her. Fun fact is I'm moving this weekend.
Woo! Exciting.
And I quit my job.
Woo! Exciting. That's so exciting.
It is exciting. Yippee, ki-yay.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. And last but not least.
Oh. Ashley,
Uh-huh.
aka Ash, aka Ash, aka okay.
I always
that's
forget
four
the
of them.
cash part.
Oh yeah. Oh, aka Trashly.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And aka Mama Goose in the trap. He, her pronouns, and fun fact, I went to North Georgia the past weekend and I skinny dipped in the river and it was very cold.
Love
Hell yeah.
that. Hell
Yeah, it was like those it's like when you go in and your body hurts, and I was like,
polar plunge.
it was polar plunge, or yeah, and I was like, what, this is amazing. And then I got home and I was like, no, of course not. That was a one-time thing.
Wow. I'm so proud of
Trashly
you.
or Smashly.
Oh,
When
Smashly!
they're drunk. I like that one.
Oh.
I think our Ashley is also both.
Yeah.
Because there was the one time when you were drunk at your house and you did smash a bowl.
Yeah.
I did.
Oh, that
I
was good.
did.
And I had bleach in my hair.
We dyed Kylie's hair in the bathroom and then rinsed it out with the hose in December outside.
That was a good time. That was before I moved.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
That was What a weekend. What a weekend. My sneakers still have your purple hair dye on them.
Yep. And then I shaved my head.
Awesome.
All our hard work. All of our hard work, and she shaved it off. Golly.
Listen, guys, you'll be so proud. My hair is actually pretty long right now.
Wait.
I know.
To my shoulders.
You got rock a mullet. Do the mullet. Get a mullet.
It already is kind of a mullet.
You gotta go more mullet.
I look cute in a mullet. I'm not gonna lie.
I believe it.
You look cute in a wolf cut.
Yeah, I look cute in a wolf. I've had a wolf cut too. I look cute.
Ooh, yeah. No, do full mullet. Do full mullet.
Heard.
Do like a little bowl cut up top.
Oh. You know what I'll do?
A mullet.
I'll just
if you will.
Get a star etching on the side of your head.
Ooh, I like that.
Perfect. I'll just wait till I have a manic episode and then I'll do that.
That sounds like a good idea.
I think so.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Plans.
Got my future plans for next month when I have another MenTV.
Yes.
Hell yeah, brother. Okay. So anyway, book club. Anyway, book club.
Right. That's what we're here for.
Right. Sometimes we
I
forget.
thought this was. Sorry, I thought I was at Knock Knee Club.
No. This is book club.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'm gonna have to go.
Gotta skedaddle. Gotta get out of here. Well, today we're doing book club and not map club. No maps. Because I know someone was about to say that, so I'm just throwing that out there. And it is This Is How You Lose the Time War by Amal El-Mohtar and Max Gladstone. Haha. This is our non-spoiler section. Welcome in. There is a pinned comment at the top of chat. Please feel free to read that. And this is non-spoilers. So if you've read the book, don't put spoilers in chat. We won't put spoilers outside of chat in the void. I don't know. In the universe? In the air? Because we don't put it in chat. We put it in the air. I don't know.
Oh.
Words aren't real.
Earwaves? I don't know.
Woo. You only hear what you think you're hearing.
Right.
Maybe we all hear differently.
Right.
Like maybe words mean different things in our heads, like how colors might be different colors to other people's eyeballs.
Oh. Yeah.
Maybe we're all listening to a different podcast right now.
Maybe.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? We're going to do a lot of mindfuckery talking about this book like that.
That's so true.
So in the non-spoiler section, we're going to go over our overall thoughts, opinions, likes, dislikes, our star rating, our content rating, which is the weight of the book, and would we recommend this book to other people? Okay. Does anyone want to go first?
No.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Okay, great. I'll go first.
This was your pick, Kylie. This book was your pick.
It was.
You're in charge.
I mean, I forget. I am in charge. It's true. I love being in charge, actually. That's like my favorite pastime.
Oh, okay. Will you go be in charge of our country, please?
Yeah, actually. Well, I'll give everyone health care. I'll give women's rights. I also just noticed my PNG is half cut off. My body's cut off. Hold on. I gotta fix that.
Oh my god.
My
You're like
body's-
floating above the
I'm a
table.
ghost.
It's like those Zoom calls where they get up and they're wearing their underwear.
Oh, God,
Kylie
don't look at me.
Kylie doesn't have legs.
Oh God, hold on. I gotta fix this shit. Oh God, where am I? Let me fix it. Okay, here we go. Look, I'm normal. Why am I small though? Hold on, I gotta make myself a little bigger.
Whoa.
Perfect. Pete! Oh
There
my
you go.
God! Pete, thank you for gifting 5 subs. What the fuck? Pete, why did you do that? That was so nice of you. Hi, Pete. How are you? Real quick, Pete, thank you for gifting a sub to Gorbsby and John and oh hey, it's Melissa and Crow and Luxie. Lucky? Don't know. I can't read. If you were gifted a sub today, please say thank you to Pete. Pete, that was so kind of you. Thank you. Ray! Hold on. Oh, God.
Oh, thank you, Ray.
Ray, thank you for gifting 5 subs to Ashley and Hippie and Brooke and Enthusiast and Dark Civ. Ashley would be like, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you both for gifting subs. If you were gifted a sub by any of these cuties, please say thank you. That was so kind of them. Thank you, guys. Oh my God. Thank God you guys can't see me. I always get shy when people give subs. Makes me embarrassed and I get so flushed.
I thought you liked being in charge.
I do. I don't like being the center of attention.
Oh. What?
Oh.
I'm like
manipulator. I see.
No, I'm like what's the fucking club? The cult.
What?
You know what I'm talking
What?
Which cult?
about? The Masons. I'm like the Freemasons.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're like
Oh,
invisible.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I
Alright.
mean? But
I
they're
feel like
there.
of all the cults, that's like not the worst cult you could be in.
That you know of.
Mm.
What do you mean?
Maybe I am a Freemason. I can't say. That's
Okay.
illegal.
What? According to your cult or
Ashley, please.
the world?
Ashley, please.
Whoa.
Okay. Okay, I gotta.
I'm into it.
Mason should be free. Free Mason. Free Mason. That was for the longest time. My little brother thought Goodwill was a person. And he'd be like, what did Will do? Why is he so good? And we were like, what are you talking about? Who's Will? And he's like, you're always going to Goodwill. What does he do? And we're like, oh my God, you are seriously confused. It's like, why isn't there great Will? Where's bad Will?
Wow. Wow.
Pete. Exactly, Pete. Exactly. Pete said Goodwill Hunting. If he's so good, why are we hunting him? Got him there. Oh, okay. I have to refocus my thoughts now. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. God damn it.
We're in book club. This is not
Right.
Freemasons.
Jesus. That you know.
And sometimes map club.
No.
Sometimes.
No, we don't.
It's map club. Yes, it's me and Ashley's map club.
No, you guys already have your cozy, whatever the fuck, existentialism
Existential
club.
cozy.
Yeah.
Who's to say cozy existential can't
Is
also
it
be
map
book
club?
club?
Yeah.
This is true.
Or map club.
I mean map club. I meant map club.
Right.
No.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, Kylie, tell us about this book.
I'm gonna read the intro to this fucking book first. I actually remembered this time. Okay, here's the introduction. Just so anyone wants a premise of this fucking book. In the ashes of a dying world. Wow, I can't fucking read. Hey, I just learned how to read today, so just excuse me. In the ashes of a dying world, Red finds a letter marked "Burn before reading," signed by Blue. So begins an unlikely correspondence between two rival agents in a war that stretches through the vast reaches of time and space. Red belongs to the Agency, a post-singularity technotopia. Blue belongs to Garden, a single vast consciousness embedded in all organic matter. Their paths are bloody and their futures mutually exclusive. They have nothing in common, save that they're the best and they're alone. Now what began as a battlefield boast grows into a dangerous game, one both Red and Blue are determined to win, because winning's what you do in war, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Isn't it? Okay. So my overall thoughts about this book. First of all, I really enjoyed this book. Surprisingly. I originally picked this book not thinking I was gonna like it. I did this last time. Because I don't read sci-fi or fantasy, and I would say that this has a little hint of both in them. It's
very much
right. And but I love love story, and I was promised something sapphic, which we did get. So if you're a homophobe, don't read this book. Don't read this book. Just throwing that out there. But also, if you're a homophobe, don't be in my fucking chat. We'll ban you immediately.
I was about to say, get out of here.
Get out.
Get out of
You're
here.
not welcome.
Get out of here.
What's that AJR
This is your
line?
only warning.
What's that AJR song lyric? It's like, but if you're fucking racist, then don't come to my show.
Yep. That's how I feel. I mean, yeah. I'm a white person, so I don't believe in racism, but you know. You get it. You get it, my fellow whites.
What?
What was that?
I didn't process what you said until you were like, yeah, you get it. And I was like, yeah, wait. And then I was like, wait, what did I just agree to?
Right, because, us whites don't believe in racism.
Yeah, Kylie's the whitest person I know.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you. I actually have all the white privilege. I said that recently.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Right. You've been here.
Yeah. I get it.
Okay, so back to the book. I really like this book. I was expecting not to like it. Author's tone and voice. There's two authors. We also need to talk about that. So for me, I felt like both authors wrote similarly enough to where I felt like the book flowed and it was not jarring. I was worried that the book would jar and it would feel like I was reading two different books. But I feel like it flowed really well. I feel like I could still tell the tone between the two. And with listening to the audiobook, also, because I listen while I read as well, I could tell the difference between the two voices of the women. I didn't have trouble with that. I know some people did have trouble with that.
Do we know which author wrote who?
I'm pretty sure Amal wrote Blue's version and Max
Okay.
wrote Red.
Oh,
Hmm.
I thought it was like a part 1, part 2. That makes a lot more sense.
Oh.
Oh,
So this whole time I was waiting for like the part 2, and I'm like,
And did they work together? Because I when I first started it, I thought it'd be super interesting if it really was like the two of them writing letters back and forth to each other and creating a book from that. But I'm sure they probably like were in the same room collaborating. But that'd be super cool if they were kind of just like responding to the other person's writing to find the next part of the story. I'd love to know the process.
From my understanding, they were together but also not. Like the overall story, like they like had the concept and they worked separately and then came together and made the book. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh.
It's kind of like, okay, here's my draft, here's your draft,
Right.
and like, okay, let's make it a book.
Yes. And they like fleshed out their own characters. Like they made their own characters that way. And then they kind of made the book. That makes sense.
Yeah.
From my understanding.
Interesting.
I'm sure there was like a deeper writer's process than what I just fucking said, but but I really enjoyed the book. I felt like it was a good amount. I felt like any longer would have really dragged out. I felt like this was a perfect like amount of book for me, especially because I don't read sci-fi. I feel like if you're really into sci-fi, there could have been a little bit more world building, but for me this was perfect. Because all the sci-fi fantasy elements were very secondary to like more feelings and relationships, in my opinion. So it was easier for me to grasp, and easier for me to visualize. Hi, Spiegel. But yeah, I really liked it. I liked both of the writing styles. I did not run into any issues with that. I thought it was smooth. I liked the way the letters were written. The letters were written very smartly. And to me, it was written very poetically. I felt like I was reading a lot of poetry when I was reading this book, which I really liked. And there's a lot of yearning in this book, which I really like. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of some yearning. So there was a lot of yearning, and I really liked it. I liked that time. I'm trying not to. Oh, that's a spoiler. Let me shut up. Oh yeah, the weight of the book. I felt like this was. I feel like reading wise, it's heavier. Like actual reading the words. Does that make sense? I feel like it's a little bit heavier because it does read a lot more like poetry, and you have to really fucking pay attention. Because the book does a really good job at like having very subtle things in there that you have to pay attention to, or you miss things. So I feel like on that aspect, it's a little bit more flowery. It's a little bit more like, oh god, I have to actually pay attention to what the fuck I'm reading. I can't like do two things at once kind of thing. I was actually talking about that today. But I feel like as far as content, I would feel like it's probably like medium. I would say it's medium content. It's very like feely, like you're in your feels. It's making you feel things. And then my overall rating, I give it 5 stars. I give it 5 stars.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that from you, Kylie.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm full of surprises today.
You're wow.
Spiegel.
5 stars.
Spiegel, I hate to break to you,
Kylie?
I've given every book 5 stars. I hate to break that to you, Spiegel. I love this book, Spiegel. Spiegel also read this book. And I know about Spiegel's feelings about this book.
Tell us your feelings,
yeah,
Spiegel.
Please tell us your feelings in the chat. This is non-spoilers though, Spiegel, so don't spoil. Who wants to go next?
Oh, good.
Go for it.
Okay. I spent the majority of this book very confused.
Really?
Mhm.
Yes. Because this whole like time traveling got me super lost on like what is the point? What is happening? What is the war about?
Mm.
So I maybe I just like I was also like I'm moving this weekend, so this month I've been in the process of packing my apartment, so my brain is not fully present. Um, so I may also have just missed stuff. Uh, but I spent a lot of time very confused. Uh, but in general, the space time continuum stuff always gets me because I'm like, wow, everybody does it differently. Everybody has different time travel rules, and so I was like, okay, well, how are we time traveling through these veins, the strands? That's what they called them.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. But obviously, that's not really what the story was about. So at some point, I started to be like, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. I'm like, embrace the Miyazaki of it and the fact that you're just thrown into this world that you don't
Mhm.
know the rules of, and that's not what it's about. So it's like, okay, we
Mhm.
focus on these characters, uh, and yeah, it was very like poetically written,
Evie, please go.
quite wordy
Yeah.
in a way that like sometimes it bothered me because I'm like, why are you being so dramatic? But at the same time, most of it's letters, and I'm like, I get it. When I write stuff, I'm also dramatic, so understood. Because when you write stuff, you're like, oh, I have to use my best words. I have to. When you talk, it's like blah blah blah
Mhm.
blah blah. I mean, listen to us. But when I write stuff, I'm like, okay. So in a way, I get it. But it did make it. It was very. I agree with your weight in terms of words, in terms of like digesting the author's voice. It takes a bit. Uh, but the actual content, besides their whole time travel premise, is generally light. I mean, it's the Romeo and Juliet of it all.
Mhm.
Uh, Across these forbidden lovers, and I liked how slowly that developed, because there was some book we
Mhm.
read where like all of a sudden they were together, and I was like, when the fuck did this happen? Where was the character development that brought us here?
Mhm.
Mhm.
But I liked how slowly it happened, and it wasn't really slow burn because they're the I don't think this is spoiler, but please cut me off if it is. But their relationship is much more like it's intimate in a like intellectual emotional way.
Mhm.
Uh Through their letters, through their writing. So, I don't know. I liked that. Uh yeah. So, let's see. There's a what do we rate? What are the different categories? Weight, yeah, I give it. She's a bit wordy, weighty words.
Mhm.
What else is there? What else do we judge?
And then your star.
Yeah, your stars.
My general stars.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I think I give it 3.8.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
cuz
about what I expected from you from this. I kind of figured you would give that.
it I it's a really neat concept, but I think some of it was just like overdone. You know, like they tried to
Mm.
make it really emotional, so it didn't feel as like cathartic because they were like trying too hard in it. But it's a cool concept of I don't know if I've read a collaboration book before in terms of like two authors and not like an author and an illustrator or something,
Mm.
or an author and an editor or a ghostwriter or something. Uh, so neat concept, but it fell a little short for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very valid.
Mm.
Mhm.
Oh, I forgot. Would you recommend this book?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think we should all read different books. That's the whole point of book club, is
Mhm.
to read stuff you wouldn't typically read. Um, I think based on like the concept of this book, it's likely I might have chosen it. Uh, but yeah, no, read all books. I recommend all of them, except like maybe
Don't read
the
like
Bi-
don't read
the
anything
Bible. You
from
can
like
skip that one.
crazy people though.
Yeah,
Don't do
Yeah.
let's
that.
but also you learn a lot. You learn a lot from the crazy people.
Well, if you're going in it from like a philosophy standpoint, sure, but don't go into
That's
it
like
with a open
Yeah.
heart.
my mom took a class. She's an English teacher, and so she took a class in college that was like studying the Bible as literature. That sounds so interesting to me.
Mm.
I've not read the Bible. So I'd love to like study it as a story.
I've read the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Job. That's a big book.
It is.
How many stars?
It's
How many stars
very
do you give it?
violent. Don't
How-
let children
yeah.
read it.
It
I'm
is.
telling you that. It's
How many
violent.
stars? How many stars would you
Yeah,
give the
stick
Bible,
to-
Kylie?
Oh, well. Maybe 2.
You didn't. Oh, 2. Yeah, solid.
I'll give it 2 because I
Okay.
like that guy and I like that Jesus guy. He was cool.
Right.
I liked it. I like
Mhm.
that
We got
guy.
in trouble. We got in trouble at work one time for calling Jesus a humanitarian. We were like, "Are you disagreeing?"
What?
That was this is when we got accused of practicing witchcraft in our department.
Oh my god.
Oh, right.
Anyway, I'm quit my job.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh my god.
But I no, Spiegel, I agree. Great Expectations, trash. All British literature, can't stand it.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, and I got a copy of it and I was excited to read it. But I keep hearing mixed reviews and it makes me nervous.
No, just do it. Just do it.
I can't read
Did
it.
you like it?
You
Did
never
you read it,
know.
Ashley?
No, but that's also there's a couple books where I'm like, oh, I really want to read it.
Read all books, right? This is what we were just saying. Read all books, even if they suck, unless they're by racist people. Don't read those.
I think unfortunately the author of that book is racist.
Tomorrow? Oh, dang.
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm looking it up. Okay.
I'm thinking that it's not
Tomorrow.
good.
Author racist? Question mark. Let's see. Let's see what the Google AI says.
Not the Google AI.
Don't listen to Google AI. Ashley!
I'm fucking
God.
dead.
Google AI is probably racist. You
Oh,
can't do
it's
that.
I think it says in the book, right, there's sexism, misogyny, racist tendencies in some of the characters.
Yes, and she also
But
was
is it done in a way where like
she also is a Zionist. Just throwing that out there.
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah, that's what I mean by racist. She's a Zionist.
okay. She's like, she's racist, but she's like, no, but I'm not that racist. And it's like, it's just so racist, though.
Yeah,
It
pretty
doesn't
much.
change that you're racist.
On a scale of racist or not, I'm like not that far towards racist.
Not a scale of racist or not. I'm fucking dead. Oh my god. But you already bought it though, so I vote you read it. Like, I mean, you already bought it.
It's on my shelf, but it's also packed in a box right now. That was my pick for next month's book club. I don't have because if I can't look at my books, I don't know what I have. And they're all in a box right now, so I picked a book that I don't have, but I'm excited about it. Anyway,
Ashley.
Oh, okay. What was the first question? Overall thoughts. Okay. I tried reading it and I was struggling. So then I listened to it and it was a lot better. Yeah, I was very lost. And then when I felt like, okay, I got the flow. Okay, I kind of know what's going on. Then it just it lost me again. I think it like I've never read poetry, so I think like I agree that it's poetic and I think that's why I also got lost. So it's kind of like, oh, okay, I think I get it, and then they get into like the flowery wording and the poetry and I'm like, now wait a second, I'm lost again. Are we being literal? Are we being I was getting lost between the lines. I think reading it, I found it to be really heavy. Like I was kind of looking up a bunch of words.
Mm.
I'm also dyslexic. So then when I heard it, I was like, oh, that's how that's spelled. Okay. So that's also, it was just hard to read.
Yeah.
But I know, just putting myself on blast. What was
No, I
that
think
show
that's
on
an
Disney
important
Channel?
perspective.
What was that show? Oh, it was Shake It Up where she's like on the staircase and she's like, I'm dyslexic. You don't understand.
Oh my god.
So just when I'm saying that, just picture oh, what's her name? Fucking crazy. Anyways, the Shake It Up show. But yeah, just imagine me like that right now. I'm on the staircase crying, being like, I'm dyslexic, so this book was hard.
It's okay, Ashley. Be whoever you are.
We
love
accept
you
you
no
no
matter
matter
what.
what.
You could get through this. So my rating, because I'm also a dummy reader, so I'm rating off of did I have a good time? I did not have a good time. I enjoyed the story and I can't wait to talk about it, but like reading it, not a fun time. Listening to it was a much better time. So I think I'm gonna rate it like a 3.5.
Oh, okay. You guys are
Oh
kind
my
of
listening
God.
to it.
wavelength there.
I'm not the lowest. You always saying I'm so mean to books. Look at Ashley being meaner.
First of all, it's not. I don't think it's the book's fault. I think it's I'm not on that book's level. So
I
it's
agree.
like-
No, like I spent a lot of it. It wasn't until the end where I'm like, okay, I think I kind of understand this time travel business now.
Okay. And
Yeah.
Ashley, what did you feel about the author's voice? Because you said you thought you couldn't tell the difference though.
So I misunderstood that one writer wrote half, one writer wrote the other half. I was thinking of kind of like how perspective wise of like how to be both, where it's like, okay, on one side of the book we're gonna get this. Like it's I don't know what I don't know where I got lost when you said that, because I wasn't thinking like this author's this one character, this author's this other character. I was kind of thinking like, okay, I'm gonna write this chapter and then I'm gonna give it to the other author and then they're gonna, that kind of, or like, when someone has a painting and they're like, okay, I'm gonna paint for 30 minutes and then I'm gonna give it to you and you're gonna paint for 30 minutes and then you're gonna give it to me. That's what I was thinking versus like, you're this character, you're this character. It's like, I thought it was kind of like, okay, this author's writing so many chapters or pages, then they pass it off kind of thing.
Right.
So
I see. Okay.
so I'm, just confused from the beginning.
Okay.
Did not.
That's gonna make my questions really interesting.
Yeah. So,
I do have a question. Before we get into spoiler territory. Whenever I talk with you guys, my country accent comes out a little bit more.
Oh my goodness. Stop that right now.
But
Okay, you moved.
Yes. Yes.
You're northerner for like what 2 years, and now you're like, oh, I have a southern accent. Whatever.
No.
Your whole life.
No. Even when I lived in the South, people didn't think that I was from Georgia because I didn't have a southern accent because my family's from the North. Okay.
Kylie says "ope" and you guys now. She's not like us.
I do not say ope.
Ope.
Nope.
But you do go,
Guys, listen, I did say big the other day.
Big.
I was really upset about it. I was really upset.
You also say pillow, so that's just like a hop, skip, and a jump.
Pillow.
You say pillow, don't you?
Pillow. I don't know.
I swear.
That's not even like a word anymore. I don't know. Both.
Pillow. You say both, with an L.
I always say that though. I've been saying that since I was little.
Both. It's so round in the mouth. Both.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I do say a lot now too because everyone says
I do.
Yeah.
I do say yeah. Kylie's like emigrating to Canada slowly. Yeah.
Hey.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, Canada did say they would take us in. We're adopted Canadians up in Minnesota.
Oh. I was talking with my coworkers the other day that we could just become like how they're trying to buy freaking Greenland. What if Canada just bought us? Except Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
No, we
Texas
just
And
and
I was just about to
California.
say Texas.
well,
Yeah.
California's okay. It's on fire
No,
right now, so that's a bit
everyone just
difficult.
they just need to move out of there and they just need to call that like just uninhabitable land at this point.
Basically.
This is true.
Same
This
How
with
is
about
true.
we
Florida.
give it back to
Okay.
indigenous people? I don't know.
Wayo,
There's a
ayo.
thought.
I don't know because then it's like we don't want it because it's on fire. You can have it.
They did listen, that's true. They did ruin that shit. Because they put in a
Yeah.
bunch of invasive plants. This is not the point. This is not the point. I could go on a rant about this. That's not the point. That's not the point. Pixie, get off my book, please. Thank you. Okay, wait. I do have a. I have a question. I have a question, guys. I have a question. That's
What's your
actually
question?
on topic. Someone
Okay.
Then no.
on TikTok. On TikTok.
What is this book club?
Oh, no.
Okay.
On TikTok, this book has gotten pretty popular. It has had mixed reviews. Either people really love it or they really hate it. So this is kind of where I thought it was gonna go. I was like, either we're gonna love it or we're gonna hate it. And people are comparing this kind of flowery writing and like this yearning and romance style to Jane Austen Pride and Prejudice. Do you guys agree to that or no?
No.
No. Okay.
I
Reason
don't.
why?
Because it's I don't. Okay. I think I think some of the flowery writing was like flowery in a cringy way. Where again it was the trying too hard. Of like, but they also I mean it's different because there was also like modern language stuff and like modern things mixed into the fancy writing, which like threw me off a little. That sometimes they'd say like there'd be like things would be verbalized in like a millennial kind of way.
Okay.
And no, and I think Jane Austen, like this is very you read this in an American accent, but that's like they talk like this and like in whispers, and this is how I read the book the whole time. It's American, but it's whispered.
Yeah.
And Jane Austen it's very much British. You have to read Jane Austen with this dignified British accent. Right. The tablecloths, they're talking about the doilies, and they don't whisper, they only talk in a very proud voice. And so that's very Jane Austen.
right. I'm following you.
Yeah.
You
get it. So that's Jane Austen. Jane Austen's loud British, and this was like quiet millennial. You know?
I hear you.
Yeah. It's different. It was florally in a way that like they were trying to use a lot of words, and I think Jane Austen just like does it because that's what they did, you know? I say this okay. I'm not here to make fun of my dear partner Andrew, but
Andrew catching fucking strays right now. Okay, go ahead.
That's okay. He's not listening.
Oh, perfect.
But so we've been like medium distance the last year and a half, and so we write letters, and he's such a vocabulary person. He's got like the widest vocabulary I know, and he uses all of it in his letters. And that's I thought of that in this book of like,
oh my god. Yep.
Which is kind of cute, but also I was like,
you also called it cringe like 5 seconds ago.
Oh my god. I love his letters, and they're not cringy to me.
Right.
This is different, but it's like in a way that it's like you're trying to use big words, and I get it because I do that too. I just said I'm a dramatic writer,
right?
So I also am like, once I find a word I like, I'm like, I'm gonna use it all the time. Like once I discovered the word dichotomy, it was in every fucking paragraph I wrote.
Not fucking dichotomy. Stop.
It's a good one. I just read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and they use the word palimpsest so many fucking times.
They also just learned that word. So we had to put that in everything.
I was like, this was the equivalent of a college student learning about the word dichotomy, and they're like, oh my god, this is such a good word and it's so applicable all the time. It's gonna go everywhere. But I do that when I write, is I find a really good word and I just all the time it just ends up there because I'm like, that's such a good word. I sound so smart. So that's what some of the writing felt like to me. It's like they were flipping through a thesaurus and we're like, ooh, check that one. Yes. So it was like flowery with the purpose of sounding flowery. And Jane Austen is just simply flowery because it is.
Okay. I hear you. I hear you.
Myopic, another one. Yep. We love big words. We love fancy words that don't make sense, but then once you learn what they mean, you're like, fuck yeah. Like
Hell
dichotomy, like myopic, like palimpsest. You don't hear those words and go, I could kind of guess what that means.
Right.
You don't. But once you learn it, you're like, I'm so smart.
I'm actually so intelligent.
So anyway, no, I don't think it gives Jane Austen.
Okay. Ash is not back yet.
Where did Ash go?
I don't know. I just noticed that she had left. Munching
also-
on those chips?
Do you hear me? I keep
hear
trying
you.
to mute myself every time I munch, but I might have missed that one.
That's okay.
Listen, I don't have all of my kitchen is packed. I have chips and salsa.
Oh, bye,
That's what I'm
Ash.
working with.
Oh no, where
Oh.
did Ashley go? Oh no.
Oh, she's
no.
back.
Oh, she's back.
I was just gonna say, I just noticed the two windows that you have the cityscape in the garden for the red and blue.
Thank you.
I see it.
I
You're an
really worked
artist.
hard.
Yes.
Hello.
Crashly,
Welcome
not
back.
crashly.
We can hear you.
Hello. Okay. Oh my god. I guess I put myself on mute, but I was talking the whole time, and then
Oh,
you were
no.
like, "Oh, I wonder when
Oh.
Ashley will be back," and I'm like, "No wonder." I was like, "Dang, I'm just getting ignored."
No, we didn't. Well, you literally were on mute, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess Ashley had to was going to the bathroom or something, chilling."
No, I was talking the whole time. That's hilarious.
Oh, okay. Well, what were your? Okay, well, do you want to talk now?
I don't even remember. It's been. I don't even know when I got muted. So
So long ago, like at the
Oh,
beginning
God.
of Cassidy starting to talk.
Wow. Okay, that's crazy. Well, oh, I did want to say this isn't a big word, but there was a book we reread last year where they said save a lot. You know, like some people will say save instead of accept, or instead of they'll say save.
Mhm.
This author used saved so much. I was like, if I don't even think you need to. The sentence would have made sense if you left it out. Like it was like almost every other like. It was so annoying. I was like,
It's just
okay, we
because
get it. We
it
get
sounds
it. You
better than accept,
Mhm.
but now
I'm
it's like, stop. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. I was like, that's enough.
But
That's enough.
Save. Now that you've used it too many times, it doesn't sound good anymore.
Right.
So, Ashley, what were your thoughts about the Jane Austen question? Then I'm curious.
Oh well, I have not read Jane Austen, so don't come for me.
Okay.
But
Have you seen the movie?
I have no, but I have watched Bridgerton. Which
Hold
is
on.
not the same.
Just everyone pause. Everyone pause. Ashley, I don't know how you have been friends with both Cassidy and I, two people that rewatch Pride and Prejudice religiously every year.
But
And
only
you
the
haven't
BBC
seen it.
version. But only the BBC version.
I don't watch the BBC version. But
Really?
I don't. I like Keira Knightley and I want to watch her.
But Colin
I'm
Firth.
fucking gay, Cassidy.
But Colin Firth is totally a twink. Are you kidding?
He is, but he's not Keira Knightley.
Okay, whatever.
He's not Keira
But
Knightley.
It's the most book accurate. And Colin Firth. Who plays Darcy in the Keira Knightley?
I don't remember his fucking name.
See, because he doesn't matter. Because
No,
he doesn't matter.
He doesn't matter.
He's not as nice as Colin Firth. The scene where he's walking back from the lake in his little tight pants and his little puffy
His name
shirt.
is Matthew McFadden. Matthew McFadden.
No. Who knows that name over Colin Firth?
And not me, because I watch it for Keira
I'm
Knightley.
saying, but I also couldn't tell you the actress who plays Elizabeth in the BBC version.
I fucking love it.
So touche.
You know, we got our preferences, and that's why we're besties. It's like,
Because we don't prefer each other.
right.
Wait.
What? Wait, hold on. Hold on, because chat can quote me. I've said so many times on this podcast that I would date either of you.
No, hold on. That's the first time I'm hearing this because you've told us many times that we're not your type.
Because I'm not going to make
And
you
you wouldn't go
uncomfortable.
for it.
I'm not going to
This
make you
is also so
uncomfortable.
true.
That wouldn't make us uncomfortable. We knew.
But now that I'm a million miles away, it's different. It's different.
Oh.
I can flirt
1,000
over a
miles
screen.
seems pretty far, but I've got trains and planes and cars.
Wait, hold on.
You're the one who said you would
How
walk.
can you guys say that when I've literally flirted with both of you so many times? Actually, I
'Cause we're
literally
friends.
flirt with you all the time. Cassidy,
Kylie,
I
you
flirt
flirt
with
with
you
like everyone. Kylie, you flirt with everyone all the time.
Right.
That's just how you
right?
talk.
And what's your
That's just-
point?
So I'm saying I don't feel special, Kylie.
Right. Exactly.
You
It doesn't feel
should.
real.
You should, because I would never. First of all, I would never intentionally flirt with a man. Just throwing
Fair.
that out there. Second,
You
Nor
can't.
would I.
You can't. They get the wrong idea. You can't playfully flirt with a man.
No. Oh, that
They
gave me
don't
the ick.
get it.
I just thought about flirting with a man. It
They
made
don't
me
get it.
vomit a little bit in my mouth.
Because girls get it. Girls get a
Mhm.
harmless flirt from another girl.
Mhm.
But if
Mhm.
if a female flirts with a man, they're immediately like, oh, they get too excited.
Ugh.
Yeah.
God.
And yeah,
Mm-mm.
Now I gave myself the
We
ick
sh-
because I thought about
we should
flirting with a
all-
man.
we should all flirt with each other.
I do all the time. I'm ready. Flirt with me. Go.
No, your
Uh,
best.
Kylie, who do you think I am?
My best friend. That's what I think you are.
Aw. I'm kicking my feet.
Okay, Ashley, I'm so sorry. I cut you off. So what are your thoughts? How about Jane Austen?
We're her thoughts.
No,
That's what we're talking
you guys
about.
just roasted me because I haven't watched Pride and Prejudice, so I don't have any thoughts.
Got it. Could you compare it to Shakespeare? We could compare it to Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet. Also, I think that's
I
a
compare
comparison.
thee to Shakespeare.
No, I don't. I think it's not as. I think Shakespeare is not a fair comparison because it's such old English too, where you're kind of like you got to dissect it, even if it's. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like you can't just casually, novicely read Shakespeare and be like, "Oh yes."
I get it.
I don't know. In
Right.
my opinion,
I bite my thumb at thee. That's always my favorite line.
yeah, I would have been like, okay,
Why are you quit sucking your thumb, friggin' baby?
that's pretty
Like a
random.
weirdo? What a freak!
It's like when people have you ever seen those videos of those guys that will go in the street and they're like, "Do you want to fight me?" And then they just take their pants off. And the other guy's like, "Whoa, no, I don't want to fight, please." It gives me the same energy. Like if someone just bit their thumb, like, "Oh God," and you're like, "Okay,
I
relax.
bit my thumb. And you're like,
I
okay.
don't want to fight anymore."
Never mind.
Like, yeah, okay.
Okay. Gang. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, we're ready to go. Okay, first of all,
Yeah.
because I know that some people
Yeah.
are going to
Wow.
leave. I know some people are going to leave. We're going into to the spoiler section now. So before you leave, the book for next month is Egg and Spoon by Gregory Maguire. Maguire?
Whee!
Is that how you say it?
McGuire.
I need to look at what it says real quick. That is the wrong intro thing. Oh no. Oh no. Where is the over thing I had? I had a thing all ready to go. Here it is. Okay. Bye, Ray. Here we go. Egg and Spoon. By Gregory Maguire is a fantasy set in what the fuck, Russia. I don't know how to say that. Tesseract?
That's my favorite region.
Tesseract? I don't fucking know. In Russia. A fantasy
It's a
set in
made-up name.
Russia.
Russia.
Perfect. I already love this book. It has two of my favorite things: made-up names and fantasy. Amazing. Elena Rudina lives in an impoverished Russian countryside. Her father has been dead for years. One of her brothers has oh my god, I can't fucking read. I told you I learned how to read today. Has been conscripted into the Tsar's army. The other taken as a servant in the house of a local landowner. Her mother is dying slowly in their tiny cabin. There's no food. But the train arrives in the village, and a train carrying untold wealth, a cornucopia of food, and a noble family destined to visit the Tsar in St. Petersburg. I can't read. A family that includes fucking shit. Ekaterina, a girl of Elena's age. When the two girls' lives collide, an adventure set in motion, an escapade that includes mistaken identity, a monk locked in a tower, a prince traveling incognito, and, in a starring role only Gregory Maguire could have conjured, a Baba Yaga. There we go. The genre is
A Baba Yaga.
The genres are fantasy, young adult fiction, historical fiction, adventure, Russia, and that's it.
It's like a modern fairy tale.
There you go.
I really wanted to read a fairy tale, and I was low-key tempted to pick out some Grimm fairy tales, but they're so short, and I didn't want to do like a collection.
We could do that
this
for
one
Halloween.
That'd be fun.
Mm.
But yeah, this one was giving like modern fairy tale, and I'm in a very fairy tale spirit at the moment. And Gregory, and also kind of timely, some exposure for Gregory Maguire, who writes a lot of twisted fairy tales. He's the author of Wicked, the book. And he's written a lot of other twisted fairy tales. Some of them don't hit. And also Wicked the book is hard to read because talk about wordy.
Yeah, that book is fucking wordy. Oh my God.
I'm excited to read one of his classified young adult books because I think it'll be a little less wordy.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited. It sounds really cool. I just couldn't fucking read it out loud. I'm sure it'll get better once I read it in my brain, and then it'll come out.
Gregory Maguire is one to also use big words for the heck of it.
Okay, gang, we ready to go in spoiler section?
Woo!
Here we go, spoiler section. If you want to read the book, go away. Don't be here. Get out of here.
That's not that long.
That's the wrong one.
You can do it.
Oh my God.
You can do it.
No, I
didn't.
I literally read the whole thing today. That's the wrong one.
This doesn't surprise me.
Oh my God. Thanks, Zen. There's content warnings. We got themes of loss, grief, existential thought, violence, and other related topics. Leave if you don't want any of that shit. We are gonna spoil the fucking book.
I don't want existential thought, so I'm actually gonna dip.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Yeah. Okay, so before we get into my questions, I want to know what confused you guys, or what questions do you have about the book? What was weird? Did we figure it out? Did we lose it?
I think the confusing part was really just the time traveling. But I was like, what is the war? What is the war we are fighting? And what is the point? And how are you trying to win? It's like, what is the war and where are you going and how and why? It was the time travel and also just the overall what war. That I was lost on.
Okay.
For a bit. For most of the book.
Okay. Ashley?
I think I was also lost on, like, I think with the flowery language, I'm like, are we thinking metaphorically? Like, are we actually time traveling? Like, how are we time traveling? We're talking about threads, but, like, one is supposedly really nature and the other one is super technology. So it's like from my past sci-fi exposure, it's like, okay, that makes sense. But, like, the nature side, I'm like, but why do you need to time travel? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
The nature side was also very like sci-fi oriented.
Oh yeah.
They had like a hive mind. I was expecting a lot more like there's the like this technology, because also Red was giving like cyborg.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah.
So there's like the robots trying to take over the world versus the naturalists is what I thought was going on at first, but then not really, because then the naturalists were like using genetics to kill people.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, what is, I'm confused.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry if you hear my husband in the background.
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
Okay, so just for a general thought of like this is how I thought what the war was about. So tell me if you guys got a similar like thing. So what my understanding was is that these two communities, like in the future, they find out in the future that they both can't exist, if that makes sense. Like
Mm.
one is going to be destroyed, and so they're trying to like get a jump on it, like, oh, well, we're gonna die, like our society's gonna crumble because of Garden, or our society's gonna crumble because of the agency or whatever. So
Mm.
that's what they made these time travelers, right? They created these time travelers, or these warriors, soldiers, whatever they want to call them, that go through time, right?
Mhm.
To stop it.
Mm.
So the reason why they were going through so many historical points is like because they mentioned like Genghis Khan, they mentioned like also like
Yeah.
Socrates, and they're like, yeah, we're so I think they were going back and changing small things, right? So that way
Mhm.
their society would win the war essentially.
Yeah.
Right.
That part started to click towards the end, that I'm like, oh, okay, so they're going into the past to alter the present.
Right.
But that makes sense what you said with like they've come to the realization that like humanity is gonna come to an end, but they're like, I don't know, something's gonna be the cause, so obviously it's gotta be the other side. Which is also very timely and quite political to do like the red versus blue
Mm.
uh
Mm-hmm.
kind of
Yeah.
thing, because I think we all think that. Which is, hang on, this is making sense to me now. Of like, we think it's the other side, right? We're all like, this is
Yeah.
gonna be our undoing. But really, like, we're kind of all contributing to our undoing, and really everyone's goal is to just like have a good life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Yeah.
Red and Blue at the end of the book come to realize that they're like, wait a second, like you, like I need you and you need me, and we both like both sides, and like in a very romantic way that they did it between those two characters. But also I liked that part at the end where, so Red is like forced to kill Blue, and but hopes that Blue won't fall for it, but Blue's like, if I don't fall for it, like I know what you're doing, but if I don't accept the bait, they're going to know and they're going to kill you, so I'm just going to let myself die to let you live. uh but then Red like goes back into the past and becomes Blue, which I loved that concept at the end where Red like has Blue in her,
Yes.
and so she's like, it
Mhm.
was such a neat idea. uh which is like, yeah, that they came to the realization that like, hang on, this isn't gonna work if we keep fighting each other.
Right.
Like I'm done with the sides, and I like that. I didn't fully grasp, because like Red went back to Child Blue, who was like kicked out of the hive mind that
Mm-hmm.
is the Blue. What is, who are, what were they called again?
The garden.
The garden. The hive mind that was the garden. Blue got like kicked out of it for getting sick, which then like, because time travel might have been Red's doing. There were many time travel things where like, obviously changing the past manipulates the future, but there were also things where the future manipulated the past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was crazy time travel stuff in there.
Yeah, there was.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
what you said makes more sense.
and Blue went back and saved Red as well.
Right.
No.
Once
Yeah.
Red saved Blue, yeah, then Blue goes back.
Yeah, because we read first that Blue saves Red because Blue turns into a wolf because she can shapeshift.
Oh, right.
and she
Right.
turns into a wolf, saves Red from like this monster thing that's going to eat her. And in turn, that creates her to have this awakening of like, oh my God, like I want to be a part of something bigger. And that's when they talk about like loneliness and being alone. And the same parallel goes for when Red saves Blue, because Red gives her the like antivirus or whatever. And so they, from the beginning, since childhood, they've always been a part of each other.
Mm. Yeah, it was like Howl's Moving Castle vibes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's why I liked it. I love shit like that. And I love the ending where they're like, fuck this shit. We're gonna
Fate.
time travel and make our own life. And I was like, perfect.
Kylie believes in fate.
I love it. My favorite. It's my favorite. It's so cute. Yeah. But I really liked that part of it. That was probably one of my favorite parts.
I think that's where it started to come together for me. Like, wasn't till the tail end of it that I was like, oh, I think I understand the point.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we getting to questions?
Yeah.
Okay. So my biggest question was, why do you think they chose to do letters? They're very advanced. Why do you think they did letters?
It's romantic.
And why?
It's cute.
But why do you think the letters weren't actual letters though? Like they were like weird things that they consumed a lot of time.
Yeah, they'd like fucking eat some peppers and we're like, oh, your words. Which was so strange. But I think it's because it could be left. Because they were time traveling. So like one of them travels to a period of time and then can leave the letter in a secret way that when the other person travels to that period of time, they can then get the letter. Right. So like that's just and the way they have to do it.
And nobody can trace it because it's like, okay, yeah. I have another question, but we'll wait for that. But yeah, it's like it's not traceable. It's like you can't just eat a bell pepper someone else already ate. It's like, well, I guess you could go back in the past, but then it's like, was that bell pepper meant for you? So maybe it would have just been a normal bell pepper. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
Like maybe it was just for that person.
No, and I think the letters, like how they were presented, were part of like one of my favorite parts of this. Because the letters were not always like peaceful, like they were experiences. So like there was like the bee sting where like, and I think it was like very reminiscent of like love and being in a relationship, and like caring for someone has a lot of feelings and it has a lot of things that you intake. So that's like pain, or the feeling of like when she ate the seeds, like it was like bitter but really sweet. Or when she drank the tea, it filled her with a lot of warmth. Like I think that was very like reminiscent of like you're consuming words that also fill you with a sensation, because I feel like hunger was a big theme in this book. And like passion and what fuels you. And I thought that was a really cool tie-in to that theme of like throughout the whole thing, they're ingesting or taking in something. Like she took like fucking like wood and like pricked herself in all her fingers, right? Which was painful, but it was worth it to her because she got to read some like a bit of what the fuck is her name? Blue. Of what Blue was saying.
I think like sacrifice is a common theme in their relationship.
Yeah.
So I really like that. It was good. But Ashley, I'm curious about your question.
Oh, I didn't get the seeker. I didn't know what that was.
Oh, that was one of my questions.
Also me as well. I thought, was the seeker was like Red from the future, right?
That's what I was thinking. Like towards the end, it's like to make sure that Red talks to Blue, or to make sure that they converse. It's kind of like, okay, this is done. Now I'm going to eat this. Because the seeker eats literally everything that it, like the letters that get left behind. So it's kind of like, okay, I got to make sure nobody else catches this. So I'm going to come back behind Blue and Red and really get rid of the evidence kind of thing.
Yeah,
So it
well,
can
'cause, like,
last as long as it has to last to make it work.
'cause there at the end when Red, like, goes to bring Blue back to life in child form, uh, in the past, Red goes through and gets all of Blue's letters, and that's how Red becomes Blue and is able to get into the garden.
Mhm.
So that's the Seeker, right?
Yep.
It's Red from the future going back through and collecting all of the letters to become Blue to save Blue.
100%, and vice versa.
Oh, yeah. I
Wow.
understand.
Crazy.
I thought I was so confused this whole book.
Crazy.
You're big braining over there. That's exactly it.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, it was very, very. That was like, I think that was probably one of the best parts of this book, also for me, because that really, like, all the tie-ins, I just really liked. I really liked the tie-ins, like how everything tied into each other. It was one of my favorite things.
Yes. No, I love that in books when at the end you're like, holy shit, you had this planned all along.
Mm-hmm.
And I love like seeing the author's intention and their thought. And so that was very much that, like, the Seeker was a character from the beginning, but we don't know who the Seeker is till the end, but the author does.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just love seeing stuff like that in books where it all comes together, and I'm like, you fucking brilliant person. I see what you did.
Your mind is amazing.
I see what you did there.
I am curious what you guys felt about the relationship between them. Did you guys feel like it flowed really well? Did you feel like you could feel the tension? Did you feel like it was what did you guys think about it?
The one letter that Blue sent back after Red was like, listen, they're making me poison you. Don't do it. And then Blue just goes, as you wish, or something like that. And I was like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah.
It's like, what the fuck does that mean? Say more. You're making me nervous.
Fun fact. I have a question about that. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
That's a segue for
Forget
me.
it. Got it.
Yeah, okay, so you were saying, I'm sorry.
Also, the letters were kind of crazy because in a lot of them they talked about like how long they would wait for letters. Like they waited years. So like that, and it makes sense that because sorry, there were parts where it felt like the relationship like was sped run a little, because you're like, oh, like you were enemies, but now you're in love, but you sent like 3 letters back and forth. But I think it's the fact of like not being alone in it that they found someone like them. And so then this idea of them and, the whole absence makes the heart grow fonder thing. So like so much builds separately, and then they send these like such emotionally charged letters that the other person isn't gonna get for years. And so when they finally get the letter, they're like even more emotional, and so then an even more emotional, like, it's the whole, like, the idea of the other person develops so much.
Oh, yes. So wait, Ashley, I'll let you say what you want to say.
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay. What I was gonna say is that like I'm curious to know what the point was that you guys thought that they were in love. And if you want to say who you think fell first. Because I have a theory.
I think it was when Blue said that I love you.
Oh, okay, that's when you felt like they were in love, right then?
Yeah, because they told me they were.
Oh.
Okay. Perfect. Makes sense? No,
it was sorry. It was probably before that. It was when they started calling each other little pet names.
Yeah.
My cardinal, my ocean. And I'm like,
oh my god. Yeah, my
crazy
careful cardinal. I was like, oh my god.
that they're seeing each other in different ways.
The pet names and
that they're seeing each other in like the world that they're living in, because otherwise they don't interact.
Right.
So they have to like invent this person in their real world.
Ashley?
I agree. Or two, when you're not in a letter, and it's kind of like their scene setting, and it's like they're always in each other's thoughts too. Like, I feel like at the beginning it's like this is their mission. Oh, and then they notice this stone is unturned. Oh, it's a letter. And then as the story goes on, it's kind of like oh, I wonder what Blue's doing, or I hope they're okay, or oh, you know what I mean? Like they outside of the letters, they're still thinking of each other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Red had so many like emotional breakdowns over Blue
Yeah.
that Red would just like had multiple moments throughout the book where like I that's not how I viewed Red from the beginning as like this cyborg war creature. I was and then to be the person who's like so broken up about the state of things and not being able to see Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah, that surprised me. But yeah, the fact that Red just like broke apart at the thought of Blue being hurt or
Yes.
not being able to exist with them.
So I have a
Yeah.
theory.
What's your theory?
So my theory, because that goes so with my theory, is that Red fell for Blue first.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
you know how I know that? Is
How?
because Red, so the first like part of the like chapters, such a hopeless romantic. The first part of the chapters, like the letters, they like Blue says like best Blue, or Red just signs it Red. And then right before the Atlantis chapter, where she calls her my dear moody indigo or whatever, and they talk about Genghis Khan, and all that. Okay, she finally signs yours, Red, which
Oh,
Blue
yeah.
in her like thought process was like I like yours, like if you call something yours, like you have to mean it, like you have to mean it from your heart, and that they're a part of you forever.
And then Red says it, yeah.
Yeah,
To
and
be
I was
like,
like,
oh, okay. Is that what you think it means? Then I'm gonna say it.
guys, this book had me kicking my feet. I'm not gonna lie. This book was so cute. The letters.
This book had me scratching my head.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little embarrassed because you guys are like, "Do you?" And then this part, I'm like, "No,
No, it's
no."
okay. Don't be
I'm
embarrassed.
still, I am embarrassed because I was like, "No." I was gonna say Blue fell in love first, and then I can't even tell you why I thought that, so it's okay.
No, you're fine. Everyone's allowed to have their own opinion, and books are an experience, you know?
I think Blue was more outward with their emotions, where Red like didn't know
Yeah.
how to express it, but obviously felt it. But then Blue was just like, yeah, obviously I love you, duh.
Mm-hmm.
And
God.
Red's like breaking apart and like, why do I feel these things? And Blue's like, yeah, I know why.
My dear Red
Obviously.
Sky.
Blue's just like very emotionally intelligent, and Red is just having a hard
Yeah.
time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I would say Blue also is emotionally intelligent, but also so close off. Because she doesn't have friends.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any like internet workings. Like she's just alone. She's tumbleweed.
Do you ever feel like a tumbleweed traveling through time, wanting to find your love?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's the soundtrack. We're skipping ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but they constantly they're like them talking about each other made me blush. It was so good. I really liked the way they talked about each other.
It was like such. It wasn't even. It was not even infatuation. It was just like unbridled love, represented in a very realistic way.
The yearning. The yearning of wanting to be together.
Yearn.
Oh, I love a good yearn. Y'all, I love a good
yearn.
Ooh, wow. Oh my god. Okay. Next question.
Okay.
Unless Ashley has something she would like to say.
Nope.
Okay. I do have a fun question.
Okay.
I have a fun question.
I like fun.
So, imagine you are an agent fighting in the Time War, dancing
Ooh.
along the braids. Okay.
Whoa.
What would it be like to see all the different strands? Would you like to experience it the way that Red and Blue did, or differently? And what kind of agent would you be? Who would you work for?
Hmm.
I think I'd be very overwhelmed
Yeah.
I think I understand Red frequently having breakdowns because that's a fucking lot. Uh to just like be constantly going. I don't know. In some way it'd be super interesting to like go back and be a fly on the wall in history and be like, "Oh, I see." But I wouldn't want to like that's strictly the purpose I'd want to serve. I'd want to be a fly on the wall, simply observing, and I think I'd be way too scared to do any actions because
Oh.
Yeah.
I am a horribly indecisive person, and to also know that your action is going to completely unbraid whatever time strand we're on and create a different one, I would think it too much and be like, well, if I do this, it's going to do this, and if I do this, it's going to do this, and I wouldn't be able to make decisions. I think I'd have like decision paralysis, and
Mm.
yeah, I would simply just want to observe. You know, I could be a spy. I could do
That's
spy.
bad.
I think I could be a time spy, but I don't want to be an agent. I work for myself.
Oh, okay. So you wouldn't work for either.
I'd be like a secret spy. I'd be, you know, that's what all spies are, right? They're secret.
I was just about to say a secret spy. I was drinking
I'm
drinking
gonna
my
be
drink and I almost spit it out.
I'm gonna be a spying spy. I'm gonna be a sneaky spying secret.
Sneaky spy.
Uh, no, I don't. I think I'd just be very overwhelmed.
Okay. Okay, Ashley?
I feel like they were kind of like they're either the garden or the agency kind of told them what to do. So I feel like if I had instructions, I'd be like, okay, just throw these bones down here at this time and then it's gonna whistle. That's okay, I could do that. But I don't know. I think I would probably be they're both like very dystopian. It's like, yeah, I don't think I would want to be a part of either because it's like the garden, but also the agency, you're all one person, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't want you to be in my head. No, thank you. And that freaks me out. It's like, oh, but we're the same. I thought I didn't know you, but you are me. No. No thanks.
Agency was also in their head though, but she learned
That's
how
what
to
I'm
turn
saying.
it off.
Yeah.
Right. I hear you.
Mm-mm.
I hear you.
No.
Okay.
So
Okay.
also,
Would you kill anybody?
Yes.
Okay.
She said,
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who would you kill
Well,
if you could go back?
um,
Cass, you can answer this question as well.
I think I would
Who?
obviously kill Hitler. Like,
Yeah.
whenever he
Yeah.
fought in World War One, just be the one. Like, that wasn't there one guy who didn't shoot him because he's like, oh, he's just a scrawny guy. I'm not gonna shoot him. And I would be like, shoot him down. Shoot him down.
Kill him.
Uh, what else? Oh gosh, I'm trying to think. There was something I think about often, and now I can't think of it. It's like if I went back in time, I would be like, don't ever do this, or I'll come back and kick your teeth. And it's like, I don't remember. I'll have to think about it.
Cass, would you kill anybody?
No,
Why?
but I think I because karma,
Oh, okay.
you know,
You
there's
yeah,
there's
you
always there's always
happen.
going to be someone. There's always going to be someone who does it. If one person does it, another will.
Yeah.
And instead I would think I would wait until they are the person that they are who causes the trouble that they cause, and then I would like find a way to like influence them, you know? Be like, listen, this camp idea, this like only have white people idea, it's not good. It's not good.
Only
In
have
fact,
white people.
in fact, it's a little embarrassing. It's a little cringy, and I don't think you should do it.
Yeah.
I would just want to be I just want to influence the people.
I love it.
To be like
Like a Freemason.
Good.
Mr. Daddy, Father Trump, I don't think you should reproduce. I don't think you should reproduce. I have a
FBI, if you're
bad
listening to
feeling
me,
about
if
it.
you're listening, FBI, you're not listening. Go away.
Listen, no, that's why I was gonna say other things when you said, would you unalive anybody? I thought about something, but then I thought about how one time a kid at my high school tweeted that he was going to do harmful things to a person of power, and then the FBI showed up at our high school.
Yep.
So then I thought about that moment, and I was like, I don't really feel like getting involved with the FBI right
We
now.
don't believe in violence, actually.
I have a lot on my plate. I can't really be doing an FBI investigation right now. Otherwise, I would. So
we're not doing violence here.
That's great.
No, but there are certain humans in power right now that I would love to have pushed them in a different direction in the past.
I hear you.
Yep. Yeah.
I hear you.
Or maybe I could be their mother and actually provide them like love and affection, and they'd be different humans now. You could also try that.
Yeah, I don't know if I could kill anybody. I don't know if I could kill anybody in good conscience. No.
No, because then you're the bad guy.
Yeah. But maybe I could harm someone. Yeah, kick someone on balls. I would do that.
What's that line from the last Harry Potter movie where Dobby goes, Dobby didn't mean to kill, only maim or seriously injure.
Oh, that's it. I don't know how I would feel going. I feel like time travel freaks me out. I don't. I wouldn't want to actually.
No, I'd be confused.
I'd be really scared. I'd be really scared.
I already get confused at the day of the week. I could not. I have to remind myself. I have to remind myself every day what day it is and what day tomorrow is. If
I was like more versed in history, I would feel better about it, but I'm not. So I don't feel good about it.
You have to like know what effects what your actions could have.
Right. I feel like that would be good. I did find it funny that they both hated Atlantis. I thought that was hilarious.
Like, there's so many fucking Atlantises. Give it up. Stop. Nobody cares.
Guys, please. Hi, Travis. Okay. Next question.
Next question.
This goes into what Cassidy was saying. So I'll answer this question first here. There are many subtle pop culture references made through time. Which reference did you pick up on, and which ones were your favorite? And Cassidy said my favorite, which is As You Wish, which is a reference to The Princess Bride. Which was my favorite.
I didn't note that until I said it out loud just today.
Really? I love that.
No, I backed that up when I heard it. I was like, okay.
Okay. Were there any others that you guys liked, found, understood?
I could not in full honesty remember what they were, but I know that I picked up on them when I was reading it, but I also finished the book like a week or so ago, so I've forgotten much of it.
That's valid.
I picked up the little snake.
Wait, hold on 1 second.
You went all
Come back.
Ashley, come home.
What?
Oh, you're back.
You just cut out. Your mic cut a bit when you were talking, so we didn't hear you.
Like, shush. I was like, I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna go.
No. Okay. What were we saying?
No, I was saying like I can't remember exactly what it said, but it would be like little bits of slang. It's like, as the prophet said, pop off. Like they didn't say pop off, but it was like that.
Those were so funny.
Yes, that was noted as the slang, but that's the prophet said.
I did like that. That was a funny little giggle moment. Giggle.
Yeah.
As the Pope would say, slay.
Slay.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, and it was very flowery, florally language, but the verbiage was kind of millennial.
Yeah, I hear you. That makes sense. It was in there, dude. I mean, I think these are two millennial people who wrote this, so that makes sense.
Obviously. They're incredibly
Oh.
dramatic, of course.
I think my only other favorite one was the pomegranate. Where they talked about the pomegranate and they described that about how like oh god, fucking shit. I had it. Now I sound stupid. Hold on.
Oh.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, not yet. You have time. You have time to sound stupid, Kylie.
Exactly. God, give yourself a break.
Something I did feel stupid that I still don't get is okay when they said blue dabba-dee, I thought it was dabba-dee dabba-die. Is that's a pop culture reference, right?
I also thought that.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I just felt like I was gonna be stupid.
Which again, millennial.
Oh my god.
Dabba-dee dabba. Hey, I danced to that in the club the other day.
How old are the authors of this book? Because I think they're millennials.
I don't know, but I'm sure they are.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna Google it. Max Gladstone.
It was really well written, and now I feel like a stupid head because I can't find it. I had it pinned, and now I don't see it. Pinned.
Max Gladstone was born in '84.
Oh yeah, so millennial for sure.
What are the millennial dates?
Millennial dates. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, because I'm gonna sound stupid. I already sound stupid right now.
Oh no, I was just gonna guess. So.
I know that the youngest millennial is 1997 or 1990.
That's, yeah,
1996.
This is
sorry.
Yeah, this is saying millennials are 81 to 96. So yeah,
there we go.
Max Gladstone is a millennial.
Thank you, Zen.
Amal El-Mohtar.
Okay, I found it.
Okay.
Okay.
She's definitely
remember.
She was also born in '84, but she's wearing a little gem necklace with big reflective sunglasses.
I love that for her.
Yeah. Okay. So they're both millennials. This is making a lot of sense.
I'm looking at their picture in the back of my book, and they look like millennials. They're holding swords together. I feel like that's very millennial coded.
See, wow. I didn't even have to Google it. She just looked in the back of the book. Damn.
Yeah,
they act at their red fair.
They have Max wrote something called Wizard School Dropout, and I feel like that says it all. I feel like we don't need to do anything else. That's perfect.
These guys, they're Ren Fair performers.
I love that. Listen, I love millennials. What would we have?
We need them.
We need millennials in our life.
We need them. I think millennials are their childhood healing.
Both my partners are millennials. I have to say that though. So.
I think they prompted the childhood healing.
I think so too.
Millennials did.
And I'm proud of you guys for that.
Proud to be a millennial.
Oh God, Jesus Christ. Anyway, pomegranate. So, we're now into reading time. Everyone cuddle up.
You have to read it in a whisper like the millennials would.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll read it in an accent too. Remembers pomegranate and what pomegranates are for. They stick in the throat. They scatter to 100 seeds. They bring daughters of earth back down to the land of death, where death does not claim them. That was the line. And I just
you read it like a little really Victorian child.
Yeah, that was really good.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You should really be a voice actor.
Stop. You're just saying that. You're just being nice.
I'm really not.
Stop. I'm blushing. I wish I could be a voice actor. I think that would be very, very fun.
You can. You can.
You can.
No.
You should do it.
Because I would have to read and I can't read.
Yes, you can.
Didn't you just learn to read today, or is this the Time War?
Yeah, but I'm not good at it. I'm not good at reading.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. They can audiobook you your lines.
Zen, you didn't like my accent.
Then it
I
was
love a
pretty good.
Cockney
It was pretty
accent.
good then. Come on.
I love a Cockney accent. Oh, you'd be very good. I feel like in a Cockney accent, you kind of are like perpetually yelling. So that might be the one for you, Kylie.
Actually, that might be the vibe. That might be the only accent I could do. Oh, but the pomegranate. I just like that it was
Right.
a Hades Persephone moment thrown in there.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I liked it. That was all. That was all I got.
There were some allusions to like old literature that I enjoyed. The timelessness of it.
Sunfish. Jay, I think it's dead, Jay.
What?
There's a YouTube video in the chat. If you don't understand what I'm saying, just click on that and watch it later.
I love how you have that just
Ready to go.
I say it so often. We have to have context.
The Boston Sunfish guy accent, of course. It's right here.
We gotta call an aquarium. We gotta
in my
call an
back
aquarium. Jay, I think it's hurt, dude. I think it's dead. It's because listen, the reason why I have that is because I have fishing on my channel, right? And sometimes we get a sunfish during fishing, and Zen quotes it, and then I read it in the accent because I love that video as well because Zen showed it to me, and so that's why. So you have to have context.
All right.
So you should watch that. It's really funny.
Okay.
It's a good
Cool.
video.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Pete.
All
for
of your
fishing.
accents are like variations of the same like yelling old woman.
Perfect.
You know?
Right.
Oh yeah. Or Toad.
Or also Toad. Yeah. When we were playing, or like Valley Girl. You have three.
Yeah,
The
that's my go-to.
archetypes. Because whenever we were playing, when we were playing D&D, your characters a lot of them had that like slightly British yelling old lady.
Yeah, that's all I know how to do.
They're all just variations on that in some sense, you know.
Anyway, I have a few more questions. Got a few more questions here.
Okay.
These are the fun ones. Who is your favorite character? We have two.
That's so fucking true. There's only two. Damn. I think probably Blue.
Okay. Do you have a reason?
Yeah. Vibes.
Straight vibes. Straight vibing.
Yeah. No, I like understood Blue's headspace more. That it was very, like, it had very unbiased, very like looking at things from like outward and understand, like especially as a time travel, like understanding just how the world is and how it got to be like that, just very observational and inward. And so I understood their brain.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Ashley, you did not like this book. So what was the character you just liked the least?
I think this is from my perspective of the book, which it flew over my head. I think the Seeker, which is Red, is my favorite character because, you know, in the Heron, those little parrots that have the knives.
Yeah.
Those vibes, like, oh, I'm just gonna eat these bones. You're like, okay, you eat the bones.
You do you. Keep your secrets.
And then, like, after the letter, like, you always get the Seeker, and you're like, oh. And she totally fucking did some weird shit. Okay.
Yeah, it was always just like a single sentence, be like, and then the Seeker did something crazy, and you're like, okay, cool, that doesn't make any sense, and I don't know what you're doing with that, but good for you. Live your life, Seeker.
I guess you're doing what you gotta do.
The Seeker was my little comic relief. I was like, oh, yep. And it's like it needed the rainbow blood into gray, like putty, and then it ate it. And I was like, oh yes,
right on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. My favorite character was also Red, Ashley, for a different reason.
Wait, no, we all had different. There were only 3 possible characters, and we all picked a different one.
That's true.
Is it
the secret is a
red,
different.
blue, and future red?
Right.
Yeah, my favorite was red. Partially because I liked that she had a mental breakdown all the time, and I feel that. I feel that. That's me. I'm the one who falls first for everybody all the time. I romanticize everything, and I feel like red was a hopeless romantic in a robot body, and that's how I feel all the time.
Cute.
Yeah, you're cute.
Cute.
No.
Oh my god, stop flirting.
Oh my god, Cassie. I'll flirt with you later. Don't worry.
Don't you fucking dare. Don't you fucking dare.
Are your hands sweaty yet?
Ashley, you know the moment that you say that, they're gonna start sweating. You're horrible. This is horrible. Like a month or so ago, Andrew and I were at a museum, and they had a microscope with, like, you know, like one of those accessible microscopes they put at museums for kids to use and stuff. That is like the big camera that's easy to adjust, and then it has a screen attached to it. So, what the stuff that they had to put under the microscope were not good. So I put my hand under it, and then I could see all the sweat on my fingers.
Oh my god.
And then Andrew kept wiping away the sweat just to watch it like come back within seconds, because that's just what my hands do. They're really good at sweating. And suddenly there was like a group of children gathered around to watch my hand sweat, which made them sweat more.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
My hands are sweating just from you telling that story. I'm just gonna say that.
Thank you. So are mine. It's a Schrodinger's cat, but with my hands. You can't talk about, if you talk about the sweaty hands, they're sweaty.
Right. It's like the game. You know, if you think about the game, you lose the game. Which, by the way, you all lose the game.
Fuck off. The game of life is my sweaty hands, and I'm always losing.
Right.
Oh my! And I had a resident one time at work that was holding my hand, and I know it was sweaty, and eventually she rips it away and goes, "Hot," and I was like, "You stop right now! You're so mean." So yep, they're sweating. Thank you.
Perfect. So last question I have is soundtrack. This question we do all the time. Do you have a soundtrack for this?
Do you remember in Music Theory 4 when we learned, or 3?
Anytime you mention music theory, I'm gonna automatically feel like I'm not gonna like it, but go for it.
When we learned about the 12-tone scale.
Yeah.
And the music it has no tonal center, and it doesn't sound nice, and it doesn't make sense. That's what the music is. Good one. It's just like, we want
I bullshit that assignment because I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. I was like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying. I'm gonna put random shit down.
Man, I freaking loved music theory. I was the happiest little girl when I got to do my little music math. It was fantastic. Would do again. But yeah, no, the music is who's the guy?
Scale. A tonal scale.
12-tone scale. Who's the guy? There's also a painting that's based on the 12-tone scale. I wrote a paper about it in that art class that I always skipped my last semester.
Right.
And then my professor this was when I locked my keys in my car off campus. And then I emailed my professor and was like, hey, so I locked my keys in my car and I'm not on campus. I'm going to miss class. And he was like, if you miss class, you're going to drop a letter grade. And so I found somebody to get me a ride, and I got to class slightly late, and I get in my seat sweating, and he's like, this was like the Friday before spring break too. So he's like, I had really creative excuses for people trying to not be in class today. And I'm like, fucking call me out. Do it. My car is still off campus with its keys locked in it, and I'm here in your class. But then I wrote a paper in 2 hours before the deadline, and he gave me a 100 and was like, "I love your commitment to original thought. Amazing. Wow."
What?
And I'm like, "You were so mean to me. You don't know who, or like you don't know who I am. I don't believe he knew my name." It's fine. I was never in the class. But anyway, I wrote that paper about people who used music to inspire artwork. And there was this artwork that's inspired by the 12-tone scale. Yeah, and I can't remember who's the freaking artist who's like who composer who did Arnold Schoenberg. There he is.
Oh.
If there were a soundtrack to this book, it would be Arnold Schoenberg.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, heard.
Random little beat boops that don't
Love that.
sound very nice.
Okay. Oh my god.
They don't make sense. They
Right.
make you a little bit uncomfortable. It sounds itchy.
Oof.
Okay.
Anyway.
Ashley, do you want to follow
What
that up?
do you think? What do you think, Ashley?
Again, I feel like I fall short on this question all the time. I don't ever really think of a soundtrack, especially for this one, because I was like, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. I feel like after thinking about it, maybe like if it was a movie, it would be like the music would match the time that they were in, like whenever they were but then when they're not time traveling, it would just be like static, like white noise. Because it's like I feel like in the future, like for example in Red's letters, it's like, well, I read in this book that this is how you write a letter. So it's like I bet they don't have music, they don't have any concept of any, it's like they don't have music. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
They just are the byproduct of whatever time they're in. See, Ashley, you always do this with this question that you're like, I have no idea and I haven't thought about it. But here's like a very out crazy thought that's like off the top of my head. It's like when someone wears a ball gown and it's like, you mean this from the
Right.
back of my closet.
Oh, this thing? I
Ashley's
just
like-
threw it on, nothing, no big deal.
Ashley's like, it's not a really good thought or anything, but like, what if it was? And then you always say something that makes me go, oh.
Stop.
No, I like that. I like that answer a lot, actually.
It makes sense. Makes sense. It's better than Arnold Schoenberg, that's for sure.
That was an answer, though, and I appreciate
It was
that.
good.
Thank you. I strive to participate.
Okay, well, actually, mine kind of goes along a little bit with Ashley's. Although I do like how you said the time period, I thought that was very creative. I like that a lot.
Thank you.
But I was gonna say I think because it is supposed to be two perspectives, like depending on whose perspective or who we're following in the story, they each have their own theme. So like I imagined like Blue having a very like instrumental theme with like actual instruments, like you can hear that they're actual instruments, if that makes sense. Like he has like a lot of strings and a lot of brass, but then like when it's Red, it has like a lot of like beep boops. It's more techno, more EDM style.
Yeah.
And then
I see that.
when they're like intertwining when they're close to each other, like the themes kind of overlap each other.
Ooh.
Like in Ratatouille.
Like in Ratatouille.
Right. Exactly. When he eats the cheese.
Food?
No, yeah, when he's eating the cheese and then he eats the strawberry and then he eats it together and they go doop doop boop boop. Right.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. But I liked it.
Yeah.
I like that. I liked
That
all
makes
those
sense
answers
too.
actually.
It makes sense too.
Because I can also just hear nonsensical things happening in this book, and I appreciate that thought. Okay. Any last words, thoughts, concerns, feelings, things you want to say?
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah. Nope.
Okay.
That's it.
That's the end then. And by the way, I want to state, because I do give every book
Did they
5
lose?
stars.
Did they lose the Time War or did they win the Time War?
I think they
We
won.
don't know.
I think they
Because
won because I believe in love.
I thought we were gonna learn how we lost it. That's the title of the book, but it seems like they didn't lose the Time War in the end.
They didn't, but the agency in Garden did.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get it.
They
This
lost.
makes sense to me. This makes sense.
Thank you for fishing, Ash.
No,
There she goes. It's end of
them
stream.
up. I was saving them up.
So I will say that even though I do give every book 5 stars, I would say so far this is probably one of my favorites that we've read for the year. Right up with Anxious People. This one and Anxious People are my top 2 so far.
I really liked Anxious People.
I really liked this book. But I feel like for me, my fellow bookmates probably don't feel the same. But for me, I feel like we've had all winners so far. For me,
we're doing pretty good.
You know. But speaking of which, book club next month, and hold on. For the rest of, we actually have all the books for 3 months till June. So we can give a sneak peek about that.
June.
Yeah, June.
What did you pick, Kylie? What's your June pick?
Well, hold on. I'll let Ash go first.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ash. You want to tell them about your pick?
Oh. Hold on. Not prepared. Hold on.
Take your time. I'm downloading the thing real quick.
I picked Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Von Pelt. It is about, hold on. Oh my goodness, great.
Jesus, it's so big.
Sorry, y'all, I was not prepared. It's about an octopus. It's the octopus book. I've been keeping an eye on it, and I was like, oh, this would be perfect for book club. Hold on. I'm trying to find one that's not like all I see is Reddit, and I'm like, no, don't spoil the book. Hold on. Remarkably. It's about an octopus, and he befriends a woman at an aquarium. Hold on, y'all. What's going on? Details. What? Okay. Here we go. So after Tova's husband died, she began working at the night shift at a aquarium, mopping floors and tidying up. Keeping busy as always helped her cope, which she's been doing since she's 18 years old. Since her 18-year-old son Eric mysteriously vanished on a boat in a Puget Sound over 30 years ago. Tova becomes acquainted with curmudgeonly Marcellus, a giant Pacific octopus living at the aquarium. Marcellus knows more than anyone can imagine, but wouldn't dream of lifting one of his 8 arms for his human captors, until he forms a remarkable friendship with Tova. Ever the detective, Marcellus deduces what happened the night Tova's son disappeared, and now Marcellus must use every trick his old invertebrate body can muster to unearth the truth for her before it's too late. Yes.
There's a documentary about this man who forms an interesting connection with an octopus. That reminded me of.
Yes. Yeah.
I like it.
Oh my god. Whoa.
That's the wrong one. Oh my god.
Wrong what? Kylie's podcast voice came. Welcome to Citizen Radio.
And we already talked about yours, right? Cass? We did? April? Which is next month?
Yeah. It's a fairy tale.
Yeah. I'm excited. And then mine is written in the stars. I did, in fact, pick a lesbian, a laid out a bean story because it's June, which is Pride Month.
Ooh,
What?
right.
Kylie never picks lesbian stories.
I didn't just pick one just now at all.
Or since the beginning of book club.
Not all of my stories have been gay. Have they?
There was
Yes.
Last Night of the Telegraph Club.
Oh, you're right.
There was the Cerulean Sea.
Mm.
Well, I guess.
Oh,
That
I know
wasn't
Cerulean Sea
lesbian.
was Ashley's. Cerulean Sea was Ashley's.
Oh, okay,
But
you're right. What
Somewhere
else did you pick?
was yours.
Which one?
Somewhere Beyond.
Somewhere Beyond the Sea.
That was a group
Yeah.
decision. We said we all wanted to read it, and I said, okay, we'll make that
You
last.
did the graphic novel.
Oh, you're
Yes.
right. Damn. Oh, fuck.
It was lesbian.
And then there was
One?
there
Which
were
one?
some gay people in Don't
What else
Whistle
did you pick?
Night.
Which one?
Oh,
Don't
you did
Whistle
the anthology.
Mhm.
Oh, God.
We
Yeah,
have
there was
to
gay
finish.
people in there, too. Oh,
Yep.
Jesus. Okay.
Which is great.
Next.
I get it.
Okay, listen.
I also you have June, so I get it.
Yeah.
But
This
also
one I
you're
had
you're
to.
just you're just you. So
What a curse.
It's inevitable.
Okay, listen.
I will not to know
Your book
not
had
to
some lesbian
spoil nothing.
people in it too.
Huh?
Your Anxious People.
Anxious People did, and so does How to Be Both.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. We're just really
How to
good
Be
at
Both
picking
was
books. What can I
trans.
say?
Amazing.
What can I say?
Yeah, well, it's June, so I had to pick, a sapphic romance, okay? And the other ones I was gonna pick were really sad, so I was like, I don't want to do a sad one, so we're doing a cute one, and it is spicy.
Oh,
Yep, it is spicy.
how spicy?
I don't know. I haven't read it.
Mm.
I have no
I guess
clue.
that makes sense. Not to spoil, but I've already read both of y'all's Hear Me Out books, and I don't think. I mean, Kylie's yours is nonfiction,
right?
but it's not gay.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
Not gay either.
It's not gay. Look at that. Look at that.
Kylie,
So I did just Google it.
Ashley's.
And the steam or spice level of this romance is fairly high, it says.
Whoa.
Whoa.
It says they deliver the goods. I don't know what that means.
Huh?
Ooh.
We're gonna have like suddenly a very high attendance in the June book club. Everyone wants to hear the way that we can skirt around things.
Nah, we ain't skirting around munching box around here. Nah. Look it up. Laugh it up. Get that cookie.
Ashley aired out all of her stuff in a stream.
What are you talking about? When did I do that?
I don't do anal, but I read about it.
Okay, I didn't know that was gonna be in the book. I'm just saying. Because you're like, you guys don't eat fox, and I'm like, okay, yeah, but I also don't do a lot of the things that these books do either. So it's kind of same.
Right.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so okay. So this one.
What if we Sorry.
It's called Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellefleur. I don't know how to say that.
Yeah.
After a disastrous blind date, Darcy Lau is desperate
Not Darcy.
to stop her well-meaning brother from playing matchmaker ever again. Love and the inevitable heartbreak is the last thing she wants. So she fibs and says her latest setup was a success. Darcy doesn't expect her lie to bite her in the ass. Elle Jones, one of the astrologers behind the popular Twitter account Oh My Stars, dreams of finding her soulmate, but she knows it is most absurdly not Darcy. A no-nonsense stick in the mud who is way too analytical, punctual, and skeptical for someone as free-spirited as Elle. When Darcy's brother and Elle's new business partner expresses how happy he is that they hit it off, Elle is baffled. Was Darcy on the same date? Because awkward. When Darcy begs Elle to play along, she agrees to pretend they're dating to save face, but with a few conditions. Darcy must help Elle navigate her own overbearing family over the holidays, and their arrangement expires on New Year's Eve. The last thing they expect is to develop real feelings during their fake relationship.
That never happens.
No! So it's very opposites attract, very enemies to lovers. Yeah.
Fake dating.
Yeah,
I like fake
love
dating.
This is very Kylie. This is very Kylie coded.
Yep.
Wow.
Thank you. I researched because I really wanted I knew this one was going to be hit or miss. So I really wanted a fun, silly, goofy time. And I know that we're all big fans of, enemies to lovers. We're all big fans of gay people. We're all big fans of fake dating, kind of, Yeah.
We've got we've got a mixed bag for the next few months.
I know. We do. We have a good mixture. I like it. I'm excited. Lots of good books.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Awesome.
Any other things you want to say to the people before I close out?
Yeehaw.
Perfect.
Map club. I'm sorry, guys. We'll try to fit it in next time.
What?
We didn't get it. Map club.
Oh yeah, sorry. We weren't ready for Map Club today. It was our shortcoming, not yours.
Yeah.
Kylie stayed here. The whole time.
I did.
So
Right.
we
Do you
didn't
want me to
really have
leave
an
for like 5
opportunity.
minutes so you can have map club?
That's not in the spirit of Map Club,
okay.
Kylie.
Okay.
It has to happen when you leave out of anger and
Right.
we just take over,
Right. Got it.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll see, guys.
I'm sure we'll have a
if
map
we're
club
able to
next time.
I'm sure we'll be able to Map Club next time.
Actually,
We're
we're actually not having book club. It's just gonna be map club.
I'm making Kylie read fantasy.
Map club.
Yeah. Next month's a fantasy book. I'm positive that Kylie will storm out.
Perfect. So no, listen, I like Baba Yaga though. I like fairy tales.
As soon as I was like excited about this book, and then as soon as I saw Baba Yaga, I was like, I'm excited. I fucking love Baba Yaga. She's my favorite.
She's
a little witch in a chicken feet house.
I like her.
God.
I like that little lady.
And it's Russian fairy tales. I think that's kind of fun.
Okay. Everyone, say goodbye to Ash and Cass.
Goodbye.
Why did you sound so downtrodden? Oh my god.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Farewell, so long. Farewell to you, my friend. Goodbye for now. Until we meet again. That's my go-to goodbye song at work, and I'm pretty sure I sang it for the last time today.
Oh.
Hey, it's okay.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to you cuties in just a second. We're gonna raid out. I'll talk to you in a second. Bye. What freaking goofballs, dude. Okay, gang. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna read off everything that happened today. We're gonna go raid out somewhere. I'm not gonna stay and do a stream and play games after because I am really sleepy. I'm tired. I don't know if we're doing streams this weekend. That's TBD. I don't think so. But if not, I'll update you guys in the Discord. If you would like to join the Discord, please feel free to join the Discord. There it is. I'm gonna read off everything that happened, and then we're gonna go raid somebody, and it's gonna be a good time. Not too much happened. First of all, Pete, thank you so much for gifting 5 subs. Thank you, Pete. Mwah! Ray, thank you for gifting 5 subs. Mwah! Thank you so much, cutie patooties. If you were gifted a sub today, please make sure you say thank you. That was so kind of them, and thank you for the hype train. I appreciate it so much. You guys are so sweet and kind. And oh, Jacob's walking out of the fucking house. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, guys, Jacob got me flowers. That was so sweet. He wanted me to open the door to give me flowers. That was so cute. He gave me little daffodils. Oh, I don't want them to die. I'm gonna put them over here. And chocolates? Oh my gosh. That was so nice of you. That was so sweet. I was being a turd, being like, oh, I gotta open the door. It was so sweet. Okay. Thank you everyone for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. You guys are so sweet and kind. Let's go read out somewhere. Yeah, Pete, exactly. Who we got live? Who we got live? Who we got live? Oh, there's a lot of people chilling. Let's go. Have we? I feel like we haven't rated Spiegel in a while. Have we rated Spiegel in a while? It'll tell me. We haven't rated Spiegel in the last 30 days. Let's go raid Spiegel. Let's go raid Speaks. Oh, you've heard of him? That's good. You know, Spiegel's a pretty big time streamer, so that makes sense. There's a raid message if you want to come in on the raid. If you do, I'm sure Spiegel would really appreciate it. The first one is if you are a sub. The second one is if you, well, anyone can use that one. And come along on the raid with us. Copy one or both, whatever you want to do. Spiegel will probably really appreciate it. He's so kind and sweet. Spiegel is such a good friend of mine. He is just a kind person, so kind-hearted, and just good vibes, good nighttime vibes. So let's go raid Spiegel. And Spiegel is currently playing. Oh, he's in just chatting. He must have just ended with his little guy with Dragon. Thank you everyone so much for hanging out with me today. Please take care of yourselves. Drink water, okay? Go for a walk if you can. Get some sunshine if you can, okay? It's gonna be a little gloomy where I live this weekend, so try and stay happy and healthy. And yeah, be safe. I love and appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for just hanging out for book club. I know it's such like a little gab session, but we love it. We love yapping with you guys. We love hanging out with you guys. You guys just make everything so special. So thank you guys again. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Thank you, Eldest. Thank you. I will see you guys later.